Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new culture awareness podcast, man. The only podcast that allow you to travel across the world, man. From the backseat of your car. You remember those days when I used to use that introduction. So again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is your host, man. Big Step, and you already know we're going deep, man. We're going straight into culture awareness. So imagine this, right? This is me jumping right in the subject. Imagine this happening, right? You live with someone, you think you know them, when in fact you don't. Imagine that happening. So my question is, if you're in a relationship, do you really think you know that person deep to the core? Because they say once you give somebody a lot of money, then their true self comes out, right? So if you have a lot of money, your true self come out, right? Why? Because I believe that if you have a lot of money and you were kind at heart, you will always be kind. If you were a jerk, you will still the jerk, the biggest of the jerk will come out of you, right? So money doesn't, I guess, give you a personality. It just make it come out of who you were already. So in Africa, they also say that a woman will live with a man and know everything about that man within the next 6 months. But a man will never know everything about his woman, even if you give him 10 years. He will not. Because women are forever changing. So, why am I saying that? Is because that brings us right into the story of the day. So, the story of the day, man, comes from a man who is scared. He is very scared. He cannot sleep at night because of his own actions. And anyway, let me go down and tell you the story. So the man is writing to the show today because of this, right? So he said that he used to, I guess he used to lay hands on his wife, like smack her here and there whenever, like, they get into an argument. And they get into an argument, a heated argument, to where he feel like he slapped her. And he did it a couple of times, maybe 2-3 times. And he said every time he would do that, his wife would look at him and say, "I feel sorry for you." Right? And he never understood why his wife would always say, "I feel sorry for you," after he had just slapped her. And I was like, okay, so what is the problem then? He said, well, I was hanging out with my best friend, and my best friend came to me and said, "Oh man, you're a man of secret." And he said, "I don't have secret. What are you talking about?" He said, "You didn't tell me that your wife was teaching karate, and then and that she's a master in karate." And he was like, "No, my wife is not a karate master. She just go every time to, she does sport, like she like to work out, but she's not a karate master." And he's like, I think she is, because I went to write my children to take karate class, and she was the master there teaching karate and grown-ass men. Oh my gosh, she's teaching grown-ass men like karate moves. And the man is like, no, like, that is not my wife. I'm sure you're confusing. He said, well, in the next class with my son, we should go together. He said, okay. So the next time came, the man walked with his best friend, and he goes there, and his wife was finishing a class with like grown men, like strong man, and his wife was putting this man to work. Like, she was putting everybody down. She was showing them how to attack, like, ka. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, man? She was putting everybody on the ground, and she was teaching them techniques on how to defend themselves. And he sees this is really his wife. He's not dreaming, man. This is really his wife teaching grown-ass men how to defend themselves and everything. She's a master there. He found out that she's a black belt karate master. And she's on another level. Like, apparently she's like champion and everything like that. And he's like, what in the hell? He said he's been living with his wife for 7 years and he didn't know that. He didn't know. He said every time she would go work out here and there, and he never, he thought she just like working out, but he didn't know exactly what that workout entails. And now, ever since he found out that she's a karate master, he cannot sleep at night. Oh my God, he cannot sleep at night because every time he's sleeping, every time he's in bed with her, he's like, man, is she gonna choke me today? And he's wondering, like he said, I'm scared for my life. I don't know what to do. Should I leave her? What should I do? And first of all, man, sorry, I'm laughing about this story, but to me, this is crazy, right? The Bible, just like the Quran says, do not do unto other like what you would like do unto other as you would like others to do to you. I'm paraphrasing, but it goes along that line, right? So when you go ahead in a heated argument and you decide to lay some hands on your partner, be ready for consequences, because in Africa they also say like, do not hit somebody and determine the course of action that they will take, as vengeance, right? Because once you hit somebody, you don't know how they will react back, right? This ain't no, I mean, I know Will Smith, it's my Chris Rock over the week, but like this is not that, right? You cannot hit somebody and just turn and walk on your back and think that they will just stay cool. Like, no, this is not the Oscar, man. This is real life. So every time he will slap his wife, and he think he slaps her so hard that he's the man. He's showing his chest and he's the man of the household. And she will always say, "I feel sorry for you." He said, "Nah, he understand." He said, now he understand why she kept saying that she feels sorry for him. Imagine you are married to a black belt karate and you don't know, and you keep slapping her every time there's a heated debate or a heated argument with your wife, and you think you are the man of the house when in fact she's the one running that household. She's the one running that household. Like, if you mess around, she might choke you, man. Oh my God, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm laughing like this. But first of all, I condemn domestic violence, man. I condemn domestic violence. We are not here. We don't beat on people, man. And also another thing, instead of beating on somebody and not knowing how to use your words correctly, man, my brother, please just get up and leave, right? Just get up and leave. That will hurt more than having to stay and smacking, and sometimes I also believe silence is deadly. You see, now you are the one having nightmare. You are the one feeling like your wife is going to choke you. You don't think that if she wanted to choke you, she would have done it a long time ago? She's a black belt karate, man. Like, she's not playing around. So she decided to defer all. Like, you should be a proud man to, number one, know that you made a mistake and go and apologize to your wife for every smack you have given her in the past, and say, baby, I did not know that you were respecting me that much to a point where you are a black belt and I never knew, and you could have killed me in a fight. And I didn't know. I now understand why you kept saying you feel sorry for me. Man, you really gave me, because these are the quality of a woman that is really, really respecting her husband. And this woman should be applauded. Is it applauded? Hey, whatever, man. English is not my first language. Come and speak some other language with me. So, anyway, this woman should be applauded or applaud, because she never overreacted. She have a control of, like, she has self-discipline. She have control herself to a point where her husband smack her. She's a black belt and she said, I feel sorry for you, and walk away. Oh my God. Like, do you guys see that? Like, this is a woman really respect, like, she really defer all power to her husband. But this dude is too foolish to understand it. He's like, now he's out here scared. She hasn't said a thing. She didn't react. Now he knows that that hey, she's freaking a master. He said now they have kids together, right? They have 2 children, and the elder said, my brother, just accept that you were wrong and go ahead and say, you know what, find way to flatter your woman, man. Take her on a good date and apologize for all the smack you've been giving her, but know that, hey, she's nobody to be messed with, and that she has given you a lot of authority in the household, right? She let you run the household the way you wanted to be. You wanted to run it, and she never overreacted. She never did anything bad to you. So my thing is, that is a good wife to keep. Now we understand your concern, like, hey, uh, is she gonna do something? But is she gonna do something bad to me? Like, no, because if she wanted to do it when you had slapped her, she would have returned it 10 times to you, and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Are you scared that now she's gonna put your back on the ground? Like, no, I believe that a lot of master, and which is something that I have realized throughout my life, right? A lot of people who do martial art have self-control. They have self-discipline. Like, they do not just go ahead and start fight with anybody. And most of them, I believe, their hands are registered as weapons, something like that. Even in other countries as well. So my thing is, now that you know, just apologize for all the mistakes you made. Take her on good dates and everything. Try to erase the past, because you forget that at one point you will also get old. And once a master, always a master. And they get wiser as time goes on. So if she wants to do something to you, she probably, I'm sure, knowing that when a woman gets mad and she gets gone, man, there's nothing like, they say in Africa, when a woman is mad and she decides to do bad things to you, even the devil just sit back and take lessons. You know what I mean? My point is, hey, she didn't do anything bad to you. She didn't react to you. She knows now that you know that she's a master in karate. Please, next time you feel that you want to smack her, bro, use your word. And don't go ahead and try it, because now that you know, it's different when you don't know, right? When you do a sin and you didn't know it is, like, I believe maybe God forgive you, right? Like, oh, he doesn't just know. But once you are aware, once you know, and you do the same mistake, now that becomes a challenge. And if you go ahead and challenge a black belt, if you go ahead and challenge a black belt in karate, thinking that there won't be any reaction, bro, you are mistaken. She will whip you up. You know what? She will whip your ass. You know what I mean? So just don't do it, and realize also you have a good wife, a wife that have deferred everything in the household to you. I know I'm laughing because to me it's funny, because I was actually watching that story with my mom, and she was like, is this man scared that a woman is gonna whoop his ass? So yeah, so hey, brother, man, I don't really know how you will go about resolving this. My only thing is forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is always a key, and making sure that you spend some quality good time with your wife, making sure she understands that, oh, you made mistake in the past, you are not perfect, and that just because of the fact that she's a black belt karate, like. But also now that is on the good outcome. But on the bad outcome, let's say now she changed. Then my brother will recommend to you just go ahead and divorce, because no matter what you do, if she decides to change that, oh, he already knows, so I can be me now. There's nothing you will do. What, are you going to whip her ass back? Are you going to whip her back? No, you cannot, because you are not a black belt. So the elder said, there is no shame in going to her and also taking lessons. Tell her like, hey, baby, I didn't know you were a black belt. Why can't you also train me and the kid so we can defend ourselves out there? There's no shame in that. You're going to get your ass whipped a little bit at the beginning, but it will be good. Some elders even recommended that you take lessons on a different place, right? Maybe not with her, but you send your kid to her, so that she can train your kid. You never know, man. We live in a world of sport, and that might be one day good for your children. They will learn self-discipline. They will be organized and everything. A lot of people that do martial art, you will see they practice it in their life in terms of being self-disciplined and following through with action. So maybe you should tell her to also train your children, and also you yourself go and take some lesson just in case one day, things just pop up, and you don't know, pop up and you don't know what to do. But my recommendation is, man, in Africa they say when somebody is greater than you, it's okay to carry his bag. So if your wife is a master in karate, it's okay to be like, hey, I made a mistake and it won't happen again, and move forward. That being said, that was the story of the day. And please feel free, guys, if you have your own story, it's okay to write. You can write it to Cultural Awareness Podcast and I will answer it. You can contact us on Facebook and IG, so there's nothing wrong with doing that. And not that there was something wrong, but I'm just saying you can contact and send us also your story so we can go ahead and talk it out here and see what the public thinks, right? That being said, thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to my podcast. God bless. Peace. Big Steph.